It is a story of politics and power, of families waiting for news, and of a conflict where the human cost is measured not only in lives lost, but in lives confined. Since 1967, Israel has detained hundreds of thousands of Palestinians. Some were arrested during uprisings, others during military raids, and many under a system known as administrative detention, a policy that allows imprisonment without formal charges or trial. Administrative detention is one of the most controversial aspects of the system. Orders can be renewed indefinitely, often based on secret evidence that neither the detainee nor their lawyer is allowed to see. Human rights organizations argue that this practice violates international legal standards. Israeli authorities say it is necessary for security. Inside the prisons, conditions vary, but many detainees report overcrowding, limited access to medical care, and restrictions on family visits. In recent years, tensions have escalated over issues such as solitary confinement, the confiscation of personal belongings, and the reduction of basic services. Among the prisoners are women and minors. Some children are arrested during night raids, accused of throwing stones or participating in protest. Their families describe the trauma of separation, while rights groups warn that the experience can shape a child's life forever. For every prisoner, there is a family living in uncertainty. Visits require permits, long journeys and hours of waiting. Some families go years without seeing their loved ones. For them, the prison walls extend far beyond the cell. Hunger strikes have become a powerful form of protest. Prisoners refuse food for weeks or months, risking their lives to demand better conditions or an end to administrative detention. These strikes often spark widespread demonstrations across Palestinian society. Prisoners hold a symbolic place in Palestinian political life. They are seen by many as part of the national struggle, while Israel views many detainees as security threats. This divide makes the issue central to negotiations, ceasefires, and prisoner exchange deals. Today, the number of Palestinian detainees continues to rise. Amid ongoing conflict and military operations, international organizations call for transparency, due process, and adherence to humanitarian law. But on the ground, the cycle of arrest and resistance continues. After October 7, the situation inside Israeli prisons changed dramatically. Human rights organizations report a sharp escalation in restrictions, punishments, and the overall harshness of daily life for Palestinian detainees. Israeli officials describe these measures as necessary security steps, but for prisoners and their families, the impact has been profound. According to multiple monitoring groups, prisoners have faced increased physical pressure, more frequent raids inside cells, and prolonged periods of isolation. Access to basic necessities, such as electricity, water, and personal belongings, has been reduced. Some detainees describe a climate of fear and uncertainty, where rules can change overnight. Family visits, already limited before, have been almost entirely suspended. For many prisoners, legal consultations have become more difficult, and communication with the outside world has been heavily restricted. For families waiting on the other side of the prison walls, the silence has been devastating. In the months following October 7, Israel introduced new laws and emergency regulations that expanded the powers of prison authorities. These measures include broader authority to impose solitary confinement, tighter control over prisoner movement, and reduced access to legal rights that were previously guaranteed under military and civil law. One of the most controversial changes has been the reduction of living standards to what officials call a minimum humanitarian level. This includes limiting showers, cutting electricity hours, and restricting access to books, clothing, and personal items. Critics argue that these policies violate international norms and amount to collective punishment. For many detainees, the new regulations have transformed daily life into a struggle for survival. Reports describe increased use of force during searches, harsher disciplinary measures, and a growing number of medical neglect cases. Prisoners' rights groups warn that the situation is deteriorating rapidly. As the conflict outside intensifies, the pressure inside the prisons grows. the fate of Palestinian detainees has become a flashpoint in the broader struggle, a symbol of suffering for some and a matter of security for others. What happens behind these walls continues to shape the lives of thousands and the future of a conflict that shows no sign of ending. Behind every statistic is a human story of fear, resilience, and hope.